Hey there, it's Kimberly Lucht, and today I want to talk about how to network in a way that feels really good, really exciting, and something that even an introvert could do really well. I identify as an introvert. I think I'm an extroverted introvert, but I think that I get most of my energy when I'm alone and when I restore and rest on my own. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy having deep relationships both in my life and in my business. And if you've been craving some business besties and people that can really help you move forward in your business, this is going to be a really great practice for you. And so first and foremost, I want you to think of the people that you've already met in your field and maybe outside of your field that have influenced you a lot, whether that's in a career way or in a completely different way. I want you to think of maybe 5 people right now that you know and you love and you respect, and people that respect you as well. Where did you meet them? How did you connect with them? Just notice that first and foremost, because I think when we follow the patterns of what has worked for us in the past, sometimes that can really help us with future connections as we move forward and start to seek out new relationships. For me, the things that have really moved the needle the most in terms of networking and building relationships with people that I really admire and look up to was attending seminars or events or conferences that were considered either high-end or advanced. In those spaces, I got to meet people that I thought I would never meet in person, like people that are, quote unquote famous in their own respects. And I think it's a beautiful way to show your in-person energy to whoever's in the room. Like, for example, there was one time that I was at an event and there was somebody who I thought was just thebomb.com. I was just this person's such a hot shot. I'm so excited that she's here. Oh my God, can I talk to her? I don't know. Am I going to be weird? And it ended up being that after the event, there was this kind of after party thing going on, and we kind of gravitated towards each other naturally. We were in a position where we actually couldn't really move around that much. And so we kind of ended up together and talking and conversing about random things. And that was a chance for me to really get to know her as a person versus her as a mentor, her as somebody that I admired. And so when you go to these types of events, advanced, high-end events that people are either paying a lot to go to, or events that require you to have a certain level or skill already. When you go to those types of events, there's bound to be people that are in your field but maybe leaps and bounds ahead. And that helps you put yourself in a position of always learning and growing while also making friends with people who have already done the things that you've done. So that's the number one way that I've found for myself that really works in terms of building really powerful, influential relationships with people that I have come to know and love. It's also led to some of my best business relationships. Some of my best business besties came from either somebody who connected us from those types of events or something like that, because when you're in those intimate spaces with people and people really get to know you, they start thinking oh my gosh, you would love this person, you would love that person. And one time there was actually a mentor of mine who invited both me and a now business bestie of mine to a dance class, and we got to know each other because of that. And so that was only because I attended this kind of more intimate, high-end event with women who I really looked up to. So that's one way. There's another way too. There's a way of looking at it of okay, well, I have a bunch of friends who are coaches or healers or whatever. What types of events could you go to that are not coaching specific or not healing specific? Maybe you could go to a copywriting convention, or maybe you could go to a marketing convention, or maybe you could go to something completely different, a yoga convention, to connect with people who are completely outside of your field. The reason why this is really cool is because you get to see I see things this way. This is my perspective, but you also get to see somebody who's in a completely different field, their perspective, and also get to tap into them as a person, deepen a relationship with somebody that's completely different in the terms of industry, etc., and niche. And you get to kind of tap into, let's say, I go to, I don't know, for lack of better, an herbalism convention. I am not an herbalist myself, but man, would I learn a lot. And I would probably meet a bunch of people who are experts in their fields, and maybe would get to be friends with somebody who could teach me a lot about herbalism. So that's a really special way to network, is kind of being maybe like the only coach there, or the only healer in the room, or whatever you are, like being the only this or that in the room can really help you stand out and make deeper connections with people who are gravitating towards, oh my gosh, I've been looking for an energy healer, or oh my gosh, I've been looking for a marketing consultant, I've been looking for a copywriter. Whatever your niche and field is, there are people that don't know a lot of that thing, like a lot of coaches or healers or copywriters or marketing, whatever, right? If you go to particular spaces, people are yearning to find that, and so you could be that person. It's a great way to network, like outside of your field. Now, one of my favorites, and probably the most powerful way to network, is to create your own networking space. And so this is something that I did right when I moved to New York City. I created this thing called Boss Bitch Meetups, and it was so fun to host and organize and have everyone all around and meet a bunch of different women entrepreneurs doing a bunch of different things. I personally didn't see any like women in business meetups that I felt like were really fun and really like exciting for me to want to go to. So I was like, okay, well, what would make this really fun and exciting for me? What if I saw, Boss Bitch Meetup on meetups.com? I would be excited by that. So I just created my own. Now, let's say you don't have a community, at least in person yet, of like what you want to be talking about, whether it's spirituality, human design, astrology. You can create your own community around that. And I think it's a really powerful way to network with people who are like-minded and have similar interests to you, but also might be searching for ways to deepen their interests. Another benefit to having your own community like that is that you can invite people to your programs, your offers, because you're the one setting up this beautiful space for everyone to be able to come together and create things together and commune together, right? And so that gives you a bit of a platform to be like, okay, you love this, well, you're gonna love this, or you're gonna love that, right? It's so fun to be able to like have that space, not just for yourself, but also for everyone to come together and make their own relationships with people. I had, at my very first meetup, I had a woman come up to me saying, you have no idea how much this has meant to me. I met somebody from my country, my home country, and we're gonna go get coffee, and it's all because of you. Like, you're so wonderful for creating this space. And I think that we underestimate the power of bringing people together, but especially now, like it's something that people value so much. And if you can be that connector, if you can be that ultimate networker of bringing the people together, people are really gonna see you as a valuable part of their lives. And you're gonna get to have the community that you really want right at your fingertips. So I hope this helps. And if you want more business guidance like this, you would love my program, Queen Bee Hive. It's a group program. We meet twice a month. And if you're interested, the link to the application is in the description below. Until next time, ciao for now.